Hey guys, shut up thing. Hey guys, so we're still out and about trying to get these montage videos together for you guys. Thank you so much for indulging me so that I'll have to waste money to make all these foods again. Let's get right into how we make creamy mac and cheese. Welcome to the Bare Pantry Show. If you want to learn how to cook in simple steps and have your dishes come out great the first time, then you're in the right place. Learn to make restaurant-style meals, comfort foods, and authentic Belizean dishes from basic ingredients. The wonderful comfort of macaroni and cheese. Because I grew up in Belize, mac and cheese was not a large part of my diet, and when we did eat it, it was usually from a box. There are many complicated recipes available, but you know me, I always simplify the dishes. So today I want to show you guys how to make a simple mac and cheese on the stovetop. It doesn't use a whole lot of ingredients, just basic things like milk, heavy cream, macaroni, and the different types of cheeses. So let's start right away with the ingredients that we're gonna need. 4 tablespoons of salted butter, 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1 cup of regular milk. I have 1 package of small elbow macaroni right here. In this pack of cheese that's already shredded, there's 3 different types of cheddar cheese. And then I'm going to use some pepper jack. Now because I'm using a lot of white cheese, my mac and cheese tends to look more white than yellow, but it's still super fine, guys. Let me hit my pot of boiling water with some salt. And then I'm going to add some of my elbow macaroni. I'm not going to use the whole package, just a little bit more than half. Alright. So while that's boiling, I set it for 8 minutes, but we'll see how much we need. I never timed it before, so let's see how much we're going to need. I'm opening up the pepper jack, and I like pepper jack because of the pepper, of course. So I'm just going to grate some of this because we have a lot of cheese there already. Thanksgiving is coming up, and if you're running out of ideas on what to make, maybe you want to pick up this book so you can make some wonderful Belizean dishes for your Thanksgiving meal. Or maybe you want to pick up this book right here that will teach you how to make a whole ton of different type of desserts, cakes, cookies, muffins, pies, pie doughs. Everything's so simple and easy. You're going to be the star at the Thanksgiving dinner, even if you're eating alone. Look, guys. I love pepper jack cheese because it's spicy. So let me just grate a little bit more. I'm not going to use the whole block, okay? Now let me measure my milk, and this jug is done, only a little bit in here, so let me grab another one. So 1 cup of regular milk, and then 1 cup of heavy cream. And we can measure it all in the same cup. Take a look at the cheese. Now let's move over to the stove and start our roux. So I've added the butter to the pot, and then I have to wait for it to melt. And then now I'm adding the flour. Give it a quick stir, and then start adding the milk and the cream slowly. And I just want to continue stirring so that the lumps will go away, alright? So this moves pretty quickly. If you're going to do a lot more macaroni, more noodles, just do double this amount in the way of the milk and the heavy cream. Let me turn this fire down. Let me get my pepper jack. Put any type of cheese you guys want, as long as it can melt easily, alright? It's really thick. I may have to put some more liquid. Let's see. More cheese. Of course, more cheese. Alright, let me get a little bit more milk. No, because we don't like a sweet mac and cheese in my family. This is what we're going to add to it, some habanero. Hit it with a little bit of salt, not too much because the cheeses are salty. Stir some more. And look, we have a creamy cheese sauce ready for us. Just waiting for the noodles, alright? As soon as the noodles are ready, I'm going to assemble this. The pasta took about 15 minutes, so let me go ahead and pour it into my colander that's sitting here in the sink. Let me be careful because I don't want to get burned with the steam. Alright, so now let me go ahead and rinse this off. Make sure I drain it really well. And then now over to the counter because it's time to assemble the mac and cheese. It's very simple. So put the cheese sauce with the macaroni and toss it just like if you're making a salad. So if I had doubled the milk products, it would have been too much. This is just enough because you know the macaroni is gonna like soak up all that beautiful, beautiful cheese sauce. As easy as this, guys, we have simple, cheesy mac and cheese. Of course, other people do a lot of fancy things to their mac and cheese. Like they bake it, they put breadcrumbs for the crust, they put sugar, they put ham, they put peas, they put all type of stuff. And you could do that too, but this is our simple version of it. Simply delicious. Let me grab a fork. I'm not even gonna serve it. Just grab a fork, just to taste it. Okay. Are ready for Thanksgiving? This is so good. So let me put this in a beautiful dish. Like if this dish is not pretty enough, I want to put it in a dish that has a lid though, alright? Let me get something gorgeous for this. Alright, so I think this is the right size and it even has a lid. Let me go ahead and put the mac and cheese in here and I'm going to hide this from Josh because he doesn't know that I made it and I want to see the surprise on his face. By the way, guys, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff, alright? Now, I did not use all of the cheese. I still have some pepper jack left and also some of the shredded cheese so I can make more in the future.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's still warm. Oh, I got my dinner.
Aw, Joshua's face was priceless when he saw that I made him some mac and cheese. I think I'm going to have to make some for him again this Thanksgiving, but I'm going to wait for the weekend after Thanksgiving so we don't have to have all the carbs on the one day. So we came back from our bike ride. We did 6 miles today. We do that Monday through Friday, round trip 6 miles. And then on the weekend we go a little bit further. Sometimes it's 14 miles, 10 miles, 8 miles. And then the one time we did the 36 miles round trip and I haven't done that again since then. Now let's get into another video really quickly. I want to show you guys how to make creamy mashed potatoes. Just in case you want to have mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving, this is an easy recipe. At first I started off by myself and then Jada joins me so that she can put her spin on it, and what she does to these mashed potatoes is just short of amazing. Do you ever wonder what's the secret to fluffy mashed potatoes? Well, wonder no more because my daughter Jada will show us just how she makes her potatoes light and fluffy and just downright insatiable. Welcome to the Bare Pantry Show. My name is Barbara. Let's make creamy mashed potatoes. So how do you know how many potatoes to boil when you want to make a big batch of mashed potatoes to feed a crowd? 2 potatoes for each person, alright? Rule of thumb. So I've peeled them, diced them up into large cubes, throw them on the stove with some water. I didn't put any salt in the water, but they've been boiling for a while, so let's test them. Come on. Picked up a batch in my spaghetti thing here, and I've met no resistance with my fork. So these are done. Be careful when dumping hot water like this because the water is not the only thing that can burn you. The steam can also burn you really badly, alright? Let me dump them into this bowl and then move over to the counter. Jada does a lot of stuff. I think she probably puts garlic powder and, I don't know, cheese, a whole bunch of stuff. I just put some butter. I'm going to get some butter from the fridge. Hang tight. I'm pretty simple about my mashed potatoes. Butter, and I don't want to use that because somebody could put that on their toast, right? This will melt right away when I put it in. Some milk, salt and pepper. I don't do no lata palabra. Isn't that what they said in the movie? Lata palabra. So let me dice this a little bit smaller. It's almost like a stick. You don't want to do this all the time, alright? Potatoes only now and again. As a kid growing up in Belize, we didn't used to get mashed potatoes too often. My family would mostly cook potatoes in soups or stews or as potato salad. But every now and then, Mom would make mashed potatoes and she would say, well, I don't know what else to cook today, so we're going to do mashed potatoes. So it was one of those recipes that she made whenever she ran out of ideas. So I've added some milk, and you guys saw that I put butter before. Jada's off camera right now telling me that she always puts milk and heavy cream in her mashed potatoes. So let me grab some salt and some black pepper while I invite her to come on camera and show us all the secrets to her fluffy, delicious, delectable, insatiable mashed potatoes. Come on, Jada.
I put milk.
Mm-hmm.
I put butter.
Mm-hmm.
I put cheese sometimes.
Cheese. So you do put cheese.
I do sometimes.
Okay, but not all the time. Do you put any type of garlic? Like garlic powder or anything like that?
Sometimes if I'm making cheesy garlic potatoes.
I had to make sure the heavy cream was good.
And then you get a
what?
whisk.
A whisk? Okay, I'm glad we have Jada on hand to teach us today. You look pretty, baby. Where you going?
Thank you. We're gonna go thrift shopping.
Oh, wow. Can you believe that? Kids nowadays.
I feel like really old.
You don't need that's really lightweight. That's good. So she's whisking. This thing is the attachment for the hand mixer, by the way. Oh, that looks good, Jay.
Right?
Everybody had to sneeze just now except for me. What's wrong with me?
I feel it coming. They also put corn.
Like corn from the tip?
Yeah.
I don't think that I would like that.
You
Mashed potatoes
don't-
are already mushy.
You don't think you would, but the corn kind of gives it a crunch and like a sweetness. I was kind of shocked that I liked it. I was like, this is good.
Well, maybe I'll put some like just in my plate to taste it,
Yeah.
not to mess up the whole thing, because I think Joshua won't like it. It's looking good with the whisk. I'm so glad. I didn't plan on having Jada.
I just kind of came outside and she grabbed me.
That's what you get when you live here. All right, so let's taste before we do thumbnail today. I have one fork, if you notice.
Oh, excuse me.
Not even.
That's a lot of mash.
It needs more salt.
Needs more salt.
I don't think it needs anything else hot. Salt. I started with just a little bit though. Work it in. And that's what you do, guys. When people say, well, how much salt should I put? Much more. Taste it. Some people have need for more salt. I use less salt because I can only get so many milligrams a day. I'm like, well, she working. Let me get a clean fork. Before people drag me for that. You know what people drag me a lot for? My hair. You're like, please stop your hair. I'm like, you're not eating for me. I'm not catering.
I'm not tying my hair.
I'm not catering. And they drag me for my nails. They're like, why do you have your nails painted? I'm like, okay, you want me to look ugly? Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Black pepper got to
She even sneezes dainty. Anyways, guys, if you're watching me on Facebook, follow the page. If you are watching me on YouTube, subscribe. What else? Share it. Leave me a comment.
Like it.
Like it. Like it on Facebook too, right?
Tell your mama, tell your dad, tell your friends.
Tell everybody name. The cameraman not trying to hold back a sneeze right now.
Until we see you again. Goodbye.
Okay, I put the con like Jada said. Okay. She wasn't lying.
It's good, right?
I like the sweet from the corn. I didn't think I was gonna like the crunch. But it ain't bad. Why did she teach me this now? Now I have to eat 2 carbs together. Look at how pretty it is when I went to do my thumbnail. And look how much we have left. Somebody better come eat this. By the way, Joshua gonna eat this with wings. The hot wings that you saw from a few videos back. I don't know when. Who would have thunk it, right? Corn in the mashed potatoes. I mean, the mashed potatoes are already savory and kind of salty, so the sweet corn is a nice contrast in every bite. It's like a little Easter egg in every bite. So Jada really did the thing there with that mashed potatoes. Stay to the end of the video because Jada's going to come back and do another mashed potatoes that's a little bit more difficult to do, but still tasty, all right? Right now, what I want to show you guys is how we make my Aunt Kathy's, I call them au gratin potatoes, but they might not be au gratin. But Kathy was the one that showed me how to do these potatoes, and they're very simple, but very tasty. Let's take a look. These homemade au gratin potatoes are always welcomed at our dinner table. They're so simple to make, and they're a great complement with any meat. Here's what we're gonna need. Some potatoes, I've already washed them, salt and black pepper, a couple of onions, well, an onion and a half right here, and some butter. So now, how much potato to make? Well, we're feeding a family of 5, so the rule of thumb is 2 potatoes per person, especially if the potatoes are small to medium. If they're big, then 1 potato per person, all right? And that should give you enough to feed everybody and have leftovers. So now I've peeled them all. I'm going to wash them off. And then we're going to start slicing. So slice them kind of thick, but not too thick, all right? We don't want them to be thin like chips. And we want them to be thick that you can have some substance, but they can cook quickly. See, like this. So just go ahead and slice all of them up. Tuck your fingers in. I'm putting them in a bowl that's next to me, all right? The onion is kind of blocking it. Now, I get a lot of flack all the time for my cutting skills, especially from the chefs that watch my show. And I just laugh because you know what? I don't have any knife skills. I'm the first one to tell you I have no knife skills. See, I've switched out to another knife. And I think that's what makes my show so unique, because the people that are watching can know that they too can do it, right? So now I'm slicing up this onion with these onions. And you can put onion powder in this dish too, but I think it makes it a bit much because the onions, the raw onions, already have that strong onion smell. So just slice them up and then kind of pull them apart when you're done to make sure that there are no big chunks. Like this. Now the person that taught me how to make these potatoes, her name is Kathy. So in my household, these potatoes are dubbed the nickname Kathy's potatoes. The kids know exactly what I'm going to make when I say I'm going to make Kathy's potatoes, okay? So now what we got to do is sprinkle some salt and black pepper. And be very liberal with the salt because potatoes love salt. Now grab you a big piece of foil. Well, mix it up first to make sure every piece gets coated. And put a little bit more salt. I promise you guys this is not too much. I don't know what happens with carbs like pasta and potato, but they suck in all the salt. Now what else can I put? Don't tell anyone I'm putting the cayenne, okay? So when Kathy showed me how to make these potatoes, she said ideally they should go on the barbecue grill. So I guess if you're doing a barbecue, you can put these on the top shelf. I don't really know. Honestly, guys, I've never cooked on a barbecue grill. Joe just always handles that for me. So I'm just dumping the onions on top. Open up this one onion that's too big right here. And then we're going to put dollops of butter. Now you can have the butter cold from the fridge and you could cut it into pieces and put it, but I just happen to have it room temperature. Put an equal sized piece of foil on top and just kind of fold the end like this. So we're making a pouch or a pocket, all right? So you already know the potatoes are going to steam inside this thing. Fold this edge. Let me turn it around to show you guys. Fold this edge. Now the oven is up to temperature at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to get a baking tray. Set it right on top. Now into the oven they go. And we're going to set the timer for 1 hour. And it would take about an hour or two on the barbecue grill, all right? So they're going to be ready when your meat's ready. So now let me check on them. Get them out, and they're going to be super hot. Be careful of the steam. That's why I grabbed my heat safe thing here, because I want to open it when it's still steaming so you guys can see the full effect. Be careful, guys, all right? The steam really burns. Look, see? Just beautiful and tender and delicious. So take a look. Isn't that gorgeous? Very easy to do. Put it together and walk away. 1 hour later. So now whatever Joe's making in the pressure cooker needs, how much time is left on it, Joe?
18 minutes.
18 minutes left. So when this is done, we're going to pair it together with this to eat and along with this. And you're going to see these videos in sequence, all right? I think this first, then this, then this. I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, guys, I'm going to taste this as soon as it cools down, all right? Sadly, guys, my Aunt Kathy is no longer with us. She passed away in the summer of 2020. She was my Uncle Les's wife. It wasn't COVID related. She had a lot of health issues, but she's gone and she's not here to celebrate Thanksgiving with us, but still her recipe is here at the dinner table with us, right? Now let's get into another potato dish. This was a recipe that I tried on camera for the first time when I did the show, and it came out so great that I've tried the recipe a few more times since then, and it's always so tasty. So let's take a look at garlic potatoes. As a Belizean, I tend to eat more rice than potatoes when I do consume carbs, but every so often I'll do something fun with potatoes. This dish is so spicy and flavorful, and most importantly, easy to make. I store some of my pots and pans on a shelving unit in the laundry room, so all I'm doing is grabbing a big pot, and then I'm going to fill this to about 3/4 of the way with water. The water is just lukewarm, alright? So now over to the stove, put it on my big burner. This is the double burner that I use for boiling. My potatoes are washed clean, and I'm going to do 6 potatoes. They're about small to medium sized. As soon as the water starts boiling, I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. We're going to parboil these potatoes first, all right? 30 minutes later, they're done. Let me remove them from the hot water. And I set them aside for about an hour before I came back and start cutting into them, but you can put them in the fridge if you want. So this is the spices: salt, black pepper, cayenne. You know what? Let me stop and give you guys the graphics with the ingredients. Go ahead and screenshot this, guys. So it's a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder left to put in my little cup, and a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. Let me give this a stir. Now I have some vegetable oil heating up in a skillet behind me on the stove. Now we're going to put the potatoes in cut side down. I think this is a bit too much oil. This is about 3 cups of oil that we were using for something earlier. But let me go ahead and put the pieces in and see what happens. So you notice I'm putting them in clockwise, right? So I can know which ones I put in first. Don't overcrowd the skillet. So I'm flipping them over on the back side, but I really am not sure that I need to do that. We'll see. So I flip them back over on the cut side because I really do feel like they're cooking better that way. Now I've taken out some of the oil and put it in this skillet because I feel like we could do better with shallow oil. So put the pieces in. Sometimes I just have to test the recipe as I go along, right? So now these are done. You're going to know they're done when you see the cut side looks beautifully brown. Remove them. I'm putting them in a bowl. I'm not a great fan of garlic. I'm always clinking the bowls and stuff. The recipe calls for it, so I'm going to put some. Oh, I think that's too much. You guys can put more if you want to put more. And then all this stuff that we mixed up. And I don't know what I'm going to name this, but I do know what I'm going to eat it with. Still warm. Make sure everything gets coated, guys. So what am I going to eat these potatoes with? Salisbury steak, y'all. Go check out the video before this one, before the one with the potatoes, so you can see how to make the Salisbury steak. Here are the potatoes, and now the next video coming up is going to be a beautiful bomb garden salad, all right? So the garlic's not too much. I'm okay, I'm okay. This is the salad that's coming up next video. So let me make my plate, and then we're going to taste.
Potato is nice and spicy.
All right, guys, so let me put away what these children made for dinner today. So before we get into the next video, I have to tell you, Jada is going to do another version of mashed potatoes, but this time around it involves a sieve. Let's get right into it.
Today on the Bare Pantry Show, we're gonna make creamy mashed potatoes. I peeled these potatoes, put them in cold water because cold water stops them from turning black. And now we're gonna cut them into smaller cubed potatoes, like so, to help them cook evenly. So now I put the potatoes in a pot of cold water. I read a thing or heard a thing that cold water boils faster than warm water. I don't know if that's 100% true, but the recipe I'm trying says put them in cold water and then put them on a high heat so they boil as the water boils, kind of thing. And to season your water, some black pepper and some salt to start with. Because you know us Belizeans, we're going to Belizeanify this after it's done. And turn it on a high heat. We're going to let that boil, and then after it gets to a boil, we're going to put it on a medium heat so it cooks. And when you see that it's done, we're going to poke a fork through it and strain, and we'll come back. So we just dump the potatoes out. When we stuck a fork through them, they got mushy, so that's good. Now we're gonna put this back on the pan over medium heat so that it can help cook the rest of the water out of it. And you want to do this for maybe about 4 minutes, and then we'll be back.
What are you doing that for?
The straining them or pushing them through the sieve makes them even more, creamy. Basically you do this and we'll come back after I've pushed them all through. Now this is a workout. This might be your arms for today, guys.
So you're really just pushing all the potato through the strainer?
Yeah.
Girl, don't look for me to do this for you guys.
And now we put the butter in our nice little mixture. That already looks amazing. I put a saucepan on with some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to put some of my secret little blend of spices in it. And we're going to bring that to a nice little boil. So you're going to put it in one by one, well, a little by little, I guess, and mix it into your potatoes. Little by little. So you put the milk mixture after you bring it to a boil little by little into your potatoes so that it just starts to really come and get creamy. Just put a little bit more in. And then I'll season generously, and when we come back, we'll have the finished product.
I don't know where Jada thinks she went with those potatoes where you have to push that thing through the strainer. It was good though, but that was a lot of hard work. With my elbow problems, I can't do it. But if you do it, come back and tell me, alright? Joe went to the store. This is the Monday before Thanksgiving this year. And he said it was like a bazaar, right, Joe? Out there?
Like people want to knock you down. Like people.
Show daddy, baby. Say it, babe.
Like if you go, I run you over.
So this is what he got. Remember I told you guys I get the two loaves from Costco. So usually the Costco brand or the Bimbo brand will do, and we'll make like 4 or 5 servings of stuffing out of this. He got my healthy bread for after Thanksgiving. I have to make sure I eat healthy. And then he got, what else did we get here? Oh, Jada got this last night. So Jory won with the base of the cheesecake. It's gonna have to be white Oreo cookie. Nobody was fighting him. Absolutely nobody was fighting him. But that's what we're gonna do with the cheesecake. So thanks for watching this montage, guys. This is so amazing that I can put these videos for you together so you can find everything in one setting and still enjoy Thanksgiving, and then I don't have to break the bank, because honestly guys, I don't have any money to buy the food to cook 2 weeks ago to show you guys these videos, and then also to cook for my family this week. I mean, I'm not one of these YouTubers that can eat lobster every day. Let's not get it twisted, okay? So anyways, if you want to donate to the show, I have a cash app. Look below and see how you can donate, and then pick up the books. Thanks guys. See you tomorrow with another montage. Remember guys, we are not buying this book, because if you do, the only people that are making money from that book are my ex-distributor and Amazon. Pick up this book instead. This is my Belizean Cookbook. It has 120 authentic Belizean dishes that I've done on the show already, but now you can have it in print so you can follow along and your dishes will come out perfect each time. Hot off the presses, this is my second cookbook, guys. It's called the Pantry Laid Bare, and I named it that because I laid everything on the line when I picked the recipes for this book, alright? 111 delicious dishes from basic ingredients. To purchase, just check below on any of my videos and you'll see the different methods of payment and also the shipping. Thanks guys. Say hello to my camera girl. Let me get close on these glasses though. Hold on. Lord have mercy. That is so you, according to Jermaine. That is so you.
Everybody said that. Enrique was actually the one who was like, what about these? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I didn't think you were really going to get them. I'm like, I love weird glasses.
Goes your red hair. Now you have to go back to the beach and sing again.
I feel like an R&B's pop star.
Like her.
Yeah. What do you know about her?
I know her.